Right. So this was another section I didn't believe existed. But on Amazon, you can search sex board game on there.
Mhm.
And everybody's seen the sex board games, right? They're like at the Lion's
What?
Den or the porno
Yeah.
store, and you're like, who gets these? Because I can't imagine. Like Mike's probably reviewed a few of them.
Oh, like on his Kickstarter podcast?
Yes,
They
on
would- they
YKS.
They probably, yeah. That seems like something they would do a Kickstarter for. Definitely a porno.
We have one
board
every
game.
week. We have one every week.
So this game is called the
All
Monogamy.
of them get.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying that every single one of them gets funded.
Yes,
It's
for
they're
sure.
one of the most popular.
I mean, they do. I mean, board games on there and shit are like, I mean, it's low risk and shit. So, I mean, what's it take to print a fucking card game or whatever? So,
Yeah. This game's called Monogamy board game, a multi-award winning board game. I didn't find the awards. So they said they won multiple. You can get this delivered to your house overnight. So that's something I could
That's
get.
kind of fucked. It's kind of wild. Is that that
no
feels like
same
that's
day
our,
on that.
that's
I guess I'll hold my nut till tomorrow.
Prime overnight, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. We could
Feel
get
like
up
that's
tomorrow. and
Refreshing
have-
the tracking on it.
That's hard, man. I feel like to get that type of shipping, like how are they guaranteeing that?
Monogamy. About this item, real quick. Monogamy. It's so hard to put into words just how good the Monogamy board game is and why it works so well. You won't fully appreciate just how dynamic it is until you play it. And it says, board game. A game of Monogamy is so much more than just your typical game. It's an exhilarating exchange on multiple levels that you share with the most important person in your life. Explore your relationship. The Monogamy board game allows you to try new things together and set aside time for one another and have fun while you're at it, which I don't need a board game to like kind of like me and my wife have a date night and it's like, it's just not working for me, man. We need a board game that tells us when to suck and fuck.
Yeah.
So
you're some couples, I guess, but maybe it can help some couples out, I guess. But you're right. I mean, most of the time, I don't know that a board game is even the best way to get into it. We all know the best way to get into it. You throw on hardcore pornography, and you sit at the computer
You start
together
grabbing
watch
at
it.
yourself.
you walk over and just kind of do the rub thing with your hand. Like, look at what I'm doing over here. Eric reviewed Monogamy and gave it 2.2 stars out of 5.
Hey, that's what I give it.
Okay. So he says it's super boring versus the others. You got to do each thing 2 times in a row. Very boring. Takes too long to start getting good versus others. Also, game is very old and just updated. The one card said to stick my phone inside her and call it on vibrate mode. Sorry, I can't fit my iPhone inside my wife. That would be a little strange.
Wait, I'm confused.
So it seems as though one of the cards says to stick your phone in your wife's
Phone in your
pussy.
wife's pussy.
Well, that's a bad idea.
Put
I
your
think.
phone in your wife's pussy and give her a call.
You're really
This game was made by the nastiest radio shock jock freaks. She's a Howard Stern shit. Put some bologna on slices on her ass.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, let me tell you, when you're doing a little hobbledeee with your lady, I'll tell you what you want to do. You want to do a little snarl and throw in that cell phone into her. What does he call a hoonanny? I mean,
I actually don't know what he calls.
I don't know
puss.
what he calls a puss. Yeah,
We're gonna find out. Hobble.
we should look
Maybe
that
it's a hobble. You know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't believe there's a take-home board game that was. It's like ram your phone in your wife's pussy.
If you really want to please your lady, man, here's an idea for you. You shove that cell phone up her pussy and give her a call.
Give her a call.
Give her a call.
This wouldn't work anymore because nobody's phone. Everybody has their phone on silent now. You know.
Yeah, no doubt. Nobody even uses Vibrate anymore. It's a fucking shame, you know.
These people with their iPhone Pro Max. Like,
Also,
it's
you'd
too
have to make sure that phone is fine underwater because you know she's
Yeah.
gonna be wet as hell doing
Once
this.
you start calling it, by the end of that call, your phone is going to be non-operable.
Put it in some rice. Immediately take it out and drop it in some rice. Everything's going to be okay. AJ gave it 2.0 out of 5 stars too. And his title is Not What You Might Think. My fiance and myself bought this for Valentine's Day weekend getaway for us to play in our hotel room. So that way we would have conversation starters, which that is so to me. It's like, I don't need help talking to my wife. So the major issue, to be honest, would be that it doesn't feel like how it's described to be. The cards are misspelled multiple times.
That's very funny.
Getting fucking mad. You're sitting in a bed naked, jerking off and getting
Put
mad.
your finger in her anus, ANIS. I don't understand. It's about getting to know your wife better, and how is one of them put a fucking phone in her?
Put her phone up her ass.
I don't
This is going to bring you guys closer together, I think.
It does
Your
not.
Probably will. It probably will bring you closer together because it'll be like a serious, like.
You'll be, you'll in the hours following the lovemaking session or whatever, when you're trying to get the phone out of your ass.
Yeah, and you're like at the hospital. It's like a huge
Look at us.
ordeal that you put.
Look at us.
Yeah, you. Put
We're always
yourselves
doing
through.
crazy stuff like this. I love you.
Look at each other in the waiting room at the hospital. Like, I love
Just
you so
laughing.
much. I love you. I love you too.
You should have got a bigger phone.
Remember that
Yeah.
time we went to hedonism and
Yeah.
you got that remote stuck in your pussy and we went to the hospital there?
Brian, I love Brian. I like the idea that Jaws, like the guy at Jaws said, we're gonna need a bigger phone, you know? Okay, all right.
The cards repeat way too much as well, and the questions are not conversation starters, but more of a mundane questions about what the average woman likes or what the average man likes. You are also the one in charge of if one person moves forward based off if you like what they said. So the game mechanic he's not super fond of either. Well, if you want someone to win or not to win, you can just tell them no, you don't like it.
I see. So if you're playing one-on-one, you are in charge of if the other person moves forward.
Yeah. And
So
that,
you can just sort of, it gives you the opportunity to just dictate who wins.
Yeah.
You.
and if you're trying to win, you
It does seem like kind of a weird game to try to win at in the conventional sense, like to try to get to the end first, you know?
Be really competitive about it.
Yeah.
do a fucking victory dance when you're done, throw the dildo on the ground.
Just like the thing, like the wife's cell phone of the wife's pussy one, you're like trying to win, so you like shove it in your own ass.
Shoving stuff. What can I shove in my?
You're like, I'm not letting you win this. You're not getting the covenant cell phone.
grabs it out of her hand and sticks it in his own ass.
Sticks it in his ass, like, yeah, man.
You don't have to do that. Fuck you. I'm winning.
Getting competitive at my sex board game is wow. If you the 4 chili questions, I think that's chili peppers for spicy, you know, so they have different levels of question. So he goes, the 4 chili questions are not very spicy. They're just questions of, can you name this sex toy or give this pubic haircut a name? For a couple who use toys already or would rather have a deeper conversation, you won't find that in these. Please never pay $34.99 for this. I found a simple can of truth or dare questions that started a better conversation for this for $6.99 that you could easily play with other couples and not worry about a quote winner. So that guy's really concerned with who wins the game.
Well, maybe his wife was all about like trying to win, and it pissed him off. His fiance.